Hey guys, today I wanted to do a barbecue. At the time of recording this video, my wife is laughing at me. I normally do these videos when I'm home alone, and maybe if my wife is napping, but she's getting a real kick out of me doing this. She's sitting in the living room with our baby and just laughing up a storm. I'm sure I'm gonna, and there is one of them there. I'm sure it'll be a while before I catch the end of this, but at the time of recording this video, it is Easter Sunday, and no idea when this video may actually make it out, but I wanted to do some chickens, and we're a little bit of prepper kind of people, like not like end of the world prep, but here's one of our chickens. I have two more chickens. We're gonna go ahead and barbecue all of them today, and then, you know, just eat on them for a few days. And I thought, since this is one of my hobbies and things I like to do, that I'd put it on the channel for us. But I'll show you a little bit of how I do it. And I don't have like a set recipe that I do. And in fact, I was wanting to brine these chickens, but yesterday I went to the store to get some distilled water to be able to put them in the brine, and they were out of distilled water, and I was a little too lazy to go through some other options to do that. So I'm winging it a little bit today. I am gonna spatchcock the chicken here, which basically means, if you're not familiar with that we've got our backbone right here going all the way down to where the tail feather is. We're basically gonna cut the backbone out and then flop the chicken open, more or less. We'll end up either breaking or removing part of the rib cage and the sternum there to help it lie flat. But I thought I'd show you some of the things that I've decided we're gonna put on this chicken. And again, I wing things a little bit. So once I get the chicken prepared, we'll use a little salt, pepper, cayenne pepper. And then I'm from the South, where we really like Tony Chachere's. And more recently, there's actually a guy in my hometown selling this Cajun two-step, which is kind of similar there. I'm gonna add a little garlic and herb. I wanted to have separately a garlic. I have like a roasted garlic powder that I like, and also onion powder, but we're out of the onion powder right now, so I'm gonna use this one. Then after I get all those on there, I'm gonna attempt to get a light basting of some honey on top of it, and then towards the end, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with these yet. I don't know if I'm gonna do one on, like a different one on each, but I've got two versions of Stubbs barbecue here. We've got smoky brown sugar, we've got a sweet heat, and then we also have one of my friends actually gave me this. He made some ribs for me and my wife one day. We came over for dinner, and he had this Blue Hog raspberry chipotle sauce on the ribs, and I just thought it was amazing. So he actually gifted me one of these. So I don't know if I'm gonna do just one of these on all three of them, or if I'm going to split it up and try one on different ones, but that's the plan. Quick break from the video to hear a quick word from our sponsors. Oh, wait. There are no sponsors. It's just me. So if you really appreciate what we're doing down here, what I'm doing, please like and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. All right, so we've got our chicken, our cutting board. I've got some kitchen shears here. A knife, might need the knife. I'm just hoping these kitchen shears are in good enough shape to do this. And I'm not an expert. I've only spatchcocked a chicken once before, and I did one turkey this way. So I'm not an expert, but it is something I like doing now. So we're gonna give it a try and see what we can get out of this guy here. So here we've got the neck. We're gonna go along the side here. Here, and maybe so you can even see from this angle we're going through, and you can see like little bits right here from where we're getting it cut. And we're doing that all the way down until we get to the tail. Here, let's do a little bit of the other side. Like I thought. All running into a little bit of a problem down here. Okay, gotta get all the way down. Oh. Okay, well, you can see we've got it open. I just got to finish a few little snips here. This is really, there we go. We got that part. Now finish over here. There we go. So now we've got the whole backbone. If you're into making stews and gumbos and stuff like that, it'd be a good idea to throw this in a freezer bag, save it for whenever you're going to do that. In fact, when I said that I did a turkey spatchcocked for Thanksgiving this past year, that's what we did. We kept the neck and all those kind of things there for that. So now that the chicken is open like this, you'll notice that it doesn't want to open this way. Down here, it's ready to get the legs laying out flat, but we've got to do something here. And I've seen two different methods. So you can just pull it and basically do like CPR on your chicken or your turkey like that to break the sternum. Or if I can find it, we'll actually go to make a little cut right here. You can cut through here and there's a little bit of cartilage. Okay. Aha, there. So I cut through, I don't know, maybe I can pick it up so you can see this white piece right here. That's what we got to cut through, and now you can see that it wants to open up, and I may actually give it a little bit more. Okay, got through the... okay. So we got through the cartilage, and then this piece right here, I believe, is part of the sternum, and we've got to get all that out so that the chicken will now lay flat. So this is the orientation that you want your chicken to be able to, if I can get back in the camera frame there, this is how you want your chicken to be able to lay. So like I said, I've got 3 of these to do. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other 2 prepared, and then we will season them. Or actually, I may go ahead and season this one, and I season a little bit different than other people. Actually, let me pause and get my hands clean before I start grabbing all of these. All right, so like I said, I season a little bit different. I don't really blend things up in a bowl together, at least not often. I've done it a time or 2. I like to just kind of look and season as I go, because I kind of know what I'm going for. And I know that some of you will hate that because it's not like, oh, this measurement, but I know what I'm looking for when I season. This goes for basically anything that I cook, whether it's spaghetti, chicken, you name it. I know what I'm looking for and what I'm smelling for, and I like to kind of eyeball things. Sometimes it ends up being too much, but most of the time it's fine. All right, so let's get a little of the Cajun 2-step on here. And in fact, I like to say this all the time. I'm from Louisiana, and there's a meme on social media that is about Cajuns. And it says that Cajuns season until they hear their ancestors say, "That's good, Shy." Now, I'm not Cajun, but I like to do my cooking like that. Now, the only one we got a little bit of an issue with is some of this cayenne. Let's... oh. You need to rub that around a little bit. Okay, well, had a little bit of a hiccup there. Might have a little heavy dose of cayenne in that one spot, but there's one side, and we can flip her over and go for it again. Make sure we're getting some of these crevices. You can do this with whatever seasoning you like, but I know the way that I like to eat and what looks good for me. So we're gonna go with that. I know the garlic and herb doesn't seem quite right for some of these other things that we're going with, but for me, I do like this type of season here. I think it goes good together. I like a little bit of combination of things. All right, and last, and may hold off on that since I got it kind of heavy on the other one. All right, so there we go. We're ready. Just got to get the grill going. And in fact, after I edit the video, may already have that in there, but anyway, you get the idea. All right, guys, we're outside, we're at the grill. I know I'm probably backlit in the wind and everything, so hopefully you can hear me and we can see everything good. But I have a Kamado Joe, which we can see, yeah, right there, Kamado Joe. I have the Big Joe 3, and I absolutely love it. It's basically a big green egg. There's some of that wind. It's basically a big green egg, so it's a big ceramic grill. And one thing that I love about the Kamado is it's got this pretty huge piston back here that helps alleviate or counterbalance the weight of the top of the lid here, because this whole thing, when you get it all put together and it's all said and done, is about 400 pounds. So the lid itself is probably 100. Give or take. At the very least, it's 80, so it could be pretty heavy if you're doing that. Now, you can see inside, I have some new charcoal that I just added, sorry, and there's some old charcoal from a previous cook under here as well, and that's something I like, that you can use charcoal multiple times with a Kamado Joe or with a Kamado style, because Kamado is also the style of this. You can do some research and see that goes back to, I forget if it's China or Japan. I think it's Japan, where they made these out of, they kind of dug them and put the fire in the ground and did some things, and then later it turned into clay pots, and then it evolved into this, and it came to America after World War II. Oops, sorry, I'm getting my hand in the way. After World War II, American soldiers in like Okinawa and places like that found these kind of grills, and they brought them back home, and then obviously wanted to replicate them, so that's where they came from. But right now, what we're doing is trying to get our grill ready to go with the chicken. So I'm going to use, this is the ash tool, which down here you can go in and help like scrape out some of your ash whenever you're ready to clean the grill. I use this as a little deal to kind of mix those things up a little bit. So I'm going to try to mix my old and my new charcoal together a little bit more. Then we'll get some of our other pieces put together on how we want to do the cook. And then also I have some wood chunks in the kitchen that are soaking right now. I don't always soak my wood chunks, but I am soaking some right now. They're pecan, so we're going to have some pecan that we're soaking that we're going to put in here as well. So I'm going to mix this up, and I'll come back in just a second. All right, so I got the charcoal mixed up, and I have the first, I'll just call it implement in here. I'm thinking the word implement because I also coach track on the side of school, but I wanted you to take a look. So this is got some aluminum foil on it. I know it's not exactly in great shape, but it is what it is, and this is being real with you. But this is called a slow roller. Okay, so the slow roller, and you can see my charcoal got mixed up down here. We've got this kind of funnel shape that's coming together, and then up, and then it hits this top part here, and then it pushes all the air out, and then it makes all that smoke that we get push out and then roll through back down on top of the meat. And theoretically, and there's supposedly Harvard studies to prove this, theoretically it's a way to make sure that you get more smoke flavor on the meat. So I've got the slow roller in. The only other thing I'm going to do is put some grates down to put the chicken, and I actually have an extender where I'm able to, I think I'll be able to fit 2 chickens on the bottom, and then an extender rack where I'll be able to put the 3rd chicken on the top. So we'll see. I'm going to let my wood chunks finish soaking a little bit, and then we'll come out and get her lit. All right, so I've got the fire going behind me there. We just got it lit. When I do smoking in lower temperatures, I use 2 or 3 blocks. Today I used 2 because that's how many happen to be left in the box that I had open. So I'm using 2. It's going to take probably 20 to 30 minutes to get the temperature kind of where I want it. What I do is I leave the lid entirely open, and then the vent in the bottom, I leave it entirely open for about 15 minutes. I'll come back, see how the fire is doing, probably close the lid, and then start trying to work my vents to get the temperature where I want it. And I think where I'm going on this is probably about 250 for, I'm gonna guess it'll take maybe 2 hours, but we'll see. Another thing that I do, I use a meter probe, meter probe. We'll plug that into one of the chickens, and then I have an app on my phone where we'll be able to track the ambient temperature, which is the temperature outside of the thermometer, meaning outside like within the dome of the grill, and then there's also an internal temperature, and it also keeps track of what the target is. So in the app you can say, oh, I want to do chicken or pork or lamb or whatever it is, plug it in, and then you can tell it how well done you want. It gives you a target temperature, and then when you get it in there and it reads the ambient temperature and all that, it says it'll be done in about X amount of time. So we'll come back and we're ready to put the chicken on. All right, so I just put the chicken on. I'm going to let you take a look. Set up here. Close the lid. I've got the top vent swung all the way open instead of just working the little knob right here. Okay. Also down at the bottom, I still have it wide open. The temperature is not quite doing what I want it to. I don't know if it's the wind or what. This is my first barbecue of the season. Coming out of wintertime, but here we go. I've got 2 chickens here on the bottom that you can see, and then 1 on the top, and again there's the meter probe stuck down in there so that we can check out our temperature. All right, so this will take probably 2 hours. We'll see, maybe a little bit longer since my temperature is a little lower than what I was hoping for, but here we go. I'd say that's looking pretty good. Alright, so we're waiting on the food to cook, and this brings me to probably one of my favorite aspects of grilling. It's having a good old cigar, and paired very well with a bourbon or a whiskey. Right now I'm smoking a Rocky Patel vintage 1999 in a Connecticut wrapper. Let's see, can we get that on there? Yeah, so Rocky Patel vintage 1999 Connecticut wrapper. And I'm drinking some Outlaw Red. It's a cinnamon whiskey. I had some left over from a while back, and I need to drink it to kind of clear out some room to get some more good stuff. So anyway, that's what I got. Enjoying my backyard and barbecuing with a cigar and a whiskey. It's a perfect day. All right, I just added some barbecue sauce. I got about 45 minutes to go. Let's check it out. Okay, and I got it on the ones down here as well. The idea is that about 10 minutes left, I'll probably add some more. I want that to kind of get on there, get a little bit more flavor, and then we'll do a little bit more to make sure it's still wet and just a little bit tacky before we take it off. right, so we just got the chicken off the grill. I think it looks pretty good. It's a little darker than I expected. I think maybe because when I put the sauce on, which by the way I went with Stubbs Sweet Heat. I think I put it on with about 40 minutes ago, and it ended up being a little bit longer than that. But I put another coat on, and I think it ended up being on more like 15 or 20 minutes instead of about 5 or 10. So I think that may have led to the color, but it's out, it's ready to go. Also, the time, it took closer to 3.5 hours instead. My wife is making fun of me. And that's what she gets. It ended up taking closer to 3.5 hours instead of 2 hours, and I think that is mostly due because I did 3 chickens instead of 2 chickens, but we're ready to get into it. I hope you liked my recipe. If you do it different, please leave a comment down below and let us know how you do your chicken. But this is how I've started doing my chickens, spatchcocked and smoked. Hope you enjoyed. All right, guys, thanks again for coming by the channel. I'm doing this in front of a bookshelf so that you know I'm smart. And because I'm smart, you should listen to me. And what you need to do right now is to like and subscribe to the channel. All right, peace.